You're right though.
And if he was wrong, where's the manifestation that women preach? Because if that's a sin, there'll be a manifestation of God's wrath.
Come on, you're right though.
So,
bro, that's a good study. That's a good study right there, for real. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's a real good study. I don't know.
At the end of the day, they were just letters.
You
can't take everything he said. I wish you be like me. That's not Holy Spirit didn't tell him to say that.
Mm-hmm.
That's him. So everything that Paul wrote was not directly from God. It's just not how it was.
So you saying there's a little bit of him in there?
Yeah.
A little bit of him. Yeah. I mean, because we all got.
He said, "I wish you were not to marry."
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that's not spirit. That's not Holy Spirit. That's just wisdom from a man.
I know. What's happening, Jada? How you feeling? Hey, listen. This is the reflection, y'all. And it's time for us to reflect. I'm so glad that y'all here with us. We are here talking about the single life. Listen, I know we were just having a great conversation. But I want y'all to do this for me. Share this with 4 people. Y'all know I tried to go live a couple minutes ago and things went left, but I'm glad that y'all back. Let's go. Yeah. Sis, what's happening? Is bro watching? Hey, put the reflection in there in the chat if you're in here with us today. Come on, man. How you feeling today, Brother Jonah?
I'm straight, man. It's Monday,
It's
slow. We gonna pick up though.
Yeah.
But I'm straight.
Yeah, bro. That's what I'm talking about, bro. But we were just having a good little topic for us to talk about. Man, so we are here talking about the single life, bro. You feel me?
Yeah.
We talk about the single life. Come on, Jada. Look, I'm about to send this back out to some people on the Instagram, and so look, we both single, right?
Yeah.
A couple of us brothers in here is single. How are you happy? Like on a scale of 1 to I'm concerned about it, or to 10, like I'm cool where I'm at. You know what I mean? Like I'm
gonna be real. That one is circumstantial.
Yeah.
Because you cool with being single.
Yeah.
Until at least I can only talk for myself, because I'm a little weird in that state. Because for me, I'm an introvert.
Okay.
So I never long to be in relations. I never long to be close to people.
Mm-hmm.
So usually, I'm fine with being single till I meet somebody that
give that spark.
Yeah, they give me that spark, and I'm like, dang, I'm missing something.
Yeah.
And it's usually like that. And I had that a couple times in my life where when I'm single, I'm cool.
Mm-hmm.
Then I might meet somebody. I'm like, wait a minute. They had the ability to make me consider, consider and desire maybe romance and maybe a relation. But the couple times in my life that happened,
mm-hmm.
that wasn't life. So it goes back to being single. So single life, it sucks sometimes, but it's a place of opportunity as well, because the lack of responsibility, no kids, no wife, you have a lot of opportunity to grow in yourself and grow outside of yourself, So I know a lot of people with kids, they say I can't. As a matter of fact, I was talking to somebody, I think it was last year,
mm-hmm.
and I was telling him what I was trying to do. He said, "Man, I got kids now." He said, I can't do it. He said, I don't have as much time on my hands to pursue what I could pursue when I was single. So It's definitely, being single is definitely a place in your life where you have most opportunity and have the best chance to capitalize on opportunity.
Okay.
Because you're not full of responsibility, and you got to take advantage of that until you find yourself, married and having kids. So, yeah. But it sucks sometimes. But that's life in general.
Yeah. Bro, I'm with you. Listen, right now, if you are in here, let's reflect. Come on, I need y'all to comment right now. Let's reflect. One thing that we're asking right now is, how do you feel about being single? 1 through 10. Like 1 is like I'm a little worried. 10 saying I'm cool because I'm finding my purpose. And like I feel like a lot of times, bro, like you said, it's an up and down battle, because for me, I would say, right, I feel like I'm walking into my purpose in life.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I'm cool, but at the same time, I would love to be happy with somebody, but we both got to align. I think that's the biggest part. That we had those moments like, oh, that's cool, but me and this person really got to line up, and we got to match each other purpose, or we got to be able to push each other to the next destination.
Equally yoked.
Yeah, equally yoked. It's exactly like you were saying, bro. So yo say I love it. Hey, don't get in trouble on this live, bro. Don't get in trouble on this live. I see you. Listen, y'all. So all right. So look, this is a big question that one of my guys asked. Right? He said, as a man, right? How would you feel being proposed to from a woman, bro?
Oh, no.
No, it's a no go for you, or
it's a no go. Don't ever do that.
Yeah,
because see, if you propose, you're creating.
Wow.
You're in charge. See, that's how I view anything. If I tell a girl, you my girl, I done created the relationship, which means I'm the frontline defense to making sure what I say we are, we keep it. Yeah. And that's how I feel about even the same day in marriage. If you propose to me, you're saying that you're the frontline defense into this relation we have. Yeah. Because whether we like it or not, people argue this all the time that we live in a land of 50-50 and all this kind of stuff. But the reality of humanity is competitive, and that don't always mean I'm better than you. But if you were to put two people in a room, someone will slightly dominate the other. Yeah. Because nature over time will display that. Yeah. Will display who truly is. And that's how it works. If you're in a relationship with someone, and at different times in a relationship, somebody, the other, might have to be the front lines, but majority and for most of it, there has to be a leader. That's just how humanity was built. And
you say so you agree with me, right? Say that the man is the lead.
Yeah, if we the leader home, then you need to establish that relation. Yeah. I'm establishing that, and it's my job under any circumstance. If we both falling out, I gotta do what I gotta do, and it might mean sometimes you might have to be hard. Sometimes you might gotta be soft to do whatever it takes to keep that relationship running. But the point is, you create it, protect it. That's why I don't condone I don't condone like cheating and all that kind of stuff. I commit to a girl, don't cheat. If you not ready for that, stay single.
Can you cheat if you're not married?
Huh?
Can you cheat if you're not married?
It's word of mouth. So if you committed to a girl, if you say you committed, you made an exclusive relationship.
Okay, wait, exclusive. Okay.
Yeah. You don't stay true to what you created. That's what my thing is. Stay true to what you created. If you don't see as a girl it's just her, I wouldn't do it. Because as a man, we was told like that's old school. All you got is your word.
All you got is
your word.
Type that in the chat right now. All you got is your word, y'all. So you got, because all right. So I'm with you. I'm with you on that, because I feel as though like I said this earlier. I feel like if a woman, the question was right. How do you feel about a woman proposing to a man or whatever? Right. I feel like she doesn't trust my leadership. She doesn't trust my judgment. She doesn't trust my process of committing myself to her in a public forum such as marriage. You see what I'm saying? If you don't sit there and how I want to make sure I say it correct. If you try to push the button or do something a little bit too early, it may throw everything off. And because it's like I feel like marriage is something delicate to me.
Yeah,
it's not something that you just say, oh, I'm just going to sign up for and be okay with it. Yeah. It's like is that real commitment, because I feel like in a relationship everybody say we committed, but at the same time is a commitment, but this is a different commitment because it's a commitment between you and God.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You, her, and God. You feel me? So it's telling you, saying, hey, God, me and her, we're going to align and we're going to rock out till death do us part, and unless, whatever, hallelujah, unless some other things go along, right? But so I think that therefore is different, because if she doesn't trust my judgment, man, I can't trust her.
Right.
If she doesn't trust me to lead, then I can't trust her. You see what I'm saying? Like, because it'll be forever boundaries being stepped over and over and over and over again. And as a man, like you said, it has to be. You said it has to be a natural leader, right? Yeah. Somebody's naturally going to be out front in front of everybody. So, and I feel like in a relationship, because if something fails, right, who do they look at first?
The man.
They look at, oh, how you get evicted? You see what I'm saying, yeah. Bro? Oh, how did you let her go and cheat, or how did you let your family get hurt? They look at the man first, no matter what. So you can't. I feel like you can't jump out there. Okay. Look, I'm gonna read some comments. Right? It says a woman proposing to a man means she doesn't know her place clearly. Okay, so you.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to get at. I would say, if a woman, the thing is, we place womanhood, manhood, and then we say masculinity, feminism. Mm-hmm. We got that's separate. Mm-hmm. They all are separate things. Yeah, manhood, because you could be a man, but every man has femininity and masculinity. Yeah, every woman has masculinity and femininity. It's the ratio in which we have it that makes us us. Mm-hmm. Of course, with man, the masculinity in us dominates the femininity in us. So when we go and we say you don't know her place, as a man, if you put a woman in a feminine position, mm-hmm. there's a mindset that comes with that. And she won't ask to propose. So that's why I agree with you. You said, I feel like she don't trust my leadership. And some people, especially maybe outside of God, might be like, oh, they can propose. Women have proposed. And that don't mean they don't think any less of you. No, it doesn't mean they don't love you less. It doesn't mean they don't respect you. But what it means is she's not in a place of true feminism either, true femininity either. Yeah. Because femininity is passive. It's just passive. It's a passive mindset. When you and one thing one thing I've learned in my life is that people react to different people differently. Mm-hmm. You could date a girl and she could be ultra feminine. She could date me and she's probably a little more masculine with me, because it's all about that nature and that balance. How much masculinity do I have? What kind of place do I put her in? Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean she don't love me. It doesn't mean that she don't respect me. But it does mean she has a different perspective in how she approached me. Okay. Because the female mind is naturally strategic. Yeah. Like, as soon as a woman sees, their mind start working. Mm-hmm. And
especially where you slip and slide some places, then they feel like, oh, I got to be right here. And then that's where in relationships you feel like you overstepping. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. This I'm supposed to be doing this. Yeah. So I love my fault. I ain't mean to cut you off, but I love what you just said, bro. Yeah. That was amazing.
So that's why, like, as a guy, I learned when your first moments with a girl is crucial. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because that sets the tone of how she sees you.
Come on.
Like, I was working a job, mm-hmm. and a woman seen me for the first time, and she was like the personal assistant manager. And I came up to it was like a stand-up, and it tell you, like, where you going to be at for the day. And she looked at me, she like, oh, I got to be nice to you. Mm. It's just, so it's kind of like when a woman see you, there's already that first initial feel mm-hmm. that she gets, she like, oh, I'm dealing with this type of dude. Yeah. So okay. you gotta,
I would say, like, because like a lot of women, sometimes like just off your demeanor, right? I guess like your presence, what they call it, your aura or whatever, right? They feel protected, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because like I think sometimes I know a lot of women, they don't want to feel vulnerable, especially when in the man's presence, right? Like, because like especially I would even say like the older women, right? And I'm not calling them like, oh, how do you? But like the older women, they like. When you walk into that car, they're like, oh, somebody raised you right. You know what I mean? To protect. You see what I'm saying? So, like, a woman, I feel like they can feel in your aura, like, you're not one of those kind of guys who just going to let anything slip and slide. Yeah. You're going to make sure you handle your business. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So I think that's definitely very important to have, especially being a single man in this game. You feel me? Like, so all right, I don't want to navigate too far, right? Because I saw somebody in the comments said there was a 4 or 5. What does that 4 or 5 mean? You know what I mean? So,
like on a grading scale?
Yeah, on that grading scale. Remember I said like 1, like you concerned, and 10, like, yo, you cool with being single, and even if you get married or not, you see what I'm saying? But because you're in your purpose. Right. So what is that 4 or 5? So what would that 4 or 5 mean? And I think it was Miss K. Can you comment on what that 4 or 5 mean? So the question I'm asking is, right? from 1 to 10. So 1 is saying like you concerned about being single, or 10 like, hey, I'm cool, comfortable where I'm at because I'm dating the right person, and I'm going into the field I want to go to. But that middle, what does that middle mean? That 4 or 5 means?
I have no idea. Depends on them.
Yeah, but I'm saying to you.
Oh, to me,
to you, what would that mean?
4 or 5 mean. I think that truly means you don't know. I think it truly means. I think especially a 5. I think if someone say they're 5, I think they don't have a strong desire for either one. I think they just going with where they're at in life, which I can kind of feel. So for me, I'm not a very emotional thinker. I say I'm not an emotional thinker. I don't make a lot of decisions out of my emotions. So if I look at my single versus relationship life, which one? It's like for me, I understand. I look at life as I follow the path. And that's kind of how if I'm in a place where, I'm single and God is dealing with me a lot, I accept the place I'm in.
Okay.
So, I could probably desire a woman or not, but I'd rather follow the path. Okay, that means I got stuff to do before I get there.
Right.
Because one thing, and I'll follow that rather than get tangled up in where's my wife at, because a lot of people don't understand is a lot of unhappiness come from the yearn for something that you don't have. And that's where peace come from. And I actually wanted to make a video on that because you be having people saying I create my own happiness and stuff like that. But you gotta understand happiness is a feeling. Yeah. And a feeling is just a moment of motivation.
A moment. Come on, bro. Temporary.
Yeah. It's just a moment. So you're yearning for a moment that'll eventually inevitably leave. Because feelings get replaced. So you'll be happy one day, but you still gotta be sad at some other point. Yeah. You're still gonna be mad at some other point. So you're yearning for something that's unsustainable. But so what people need to aim for is the peace. Peace, yeah. The peace, because whether you're in a bad time or a good time, your peace will keep your mindset in a great place. And that's why I said I follow the path. So I never get too far on that spectrum. Dude, how you feel about single life? Are you 10, 1? I will never be 3. I think 4 to 6 is a great place to be because it shows contentment. It shows being content where if you are, I think it shows content. Like, because if you 1, 2, or 3, you yearning too much for something that's not there. Yeah. If you 7, 8, 9, you too content. That might keep you single. Yeah. So 4, 5, 6 say, hey, if I find love, I'll yield to it. Yeah, but it's not here yet, so I'm good. I think 4. I actually think now talking about it, 4, 5, or 6, somewhere around there is actually a better place to be. Yeah, because like you said, if like I'm not opposed to it, but I'm cool with it. And I think Apostle Paul was basically saying, like, didn't Apostle Paul talk about this? He said, he was saying basically, hey, look, y'all that's single, like, don't worry about it. Like, you got more time to do what your purpose is. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So that's how I would look at it. So I feel what you said. So listen, she responded, right? All right, I'll make sure I get your name right. So he said it means to me, I'm not concerned, but I'm like, all right, Lord. I'm like, all right, Lord. What I want, I'm getting older. But on the opposite, I'm just trusting what God wants. So I feel you. Yeah. So content. Yeah. Right. So content. You cool if it happened today or if it happened next year. You feel me? Like, hey, I'm just gonna continue to walk in my purpose. Yeah. And I feel you on that. And thank you for the response. Put a 100 emoji for it right now. Put a 100 emoji right now in the chat, in a comment right now. Because listen, y'all, the single life is, like you said, I feel like it's a roller coaster. It's the ups and downs, but for the most part, bro, I love the fact that I can focus on building before I get married, bro. Because I feel like a lot of times we just jump. The Bible does say that it's better to marry than burn, right?
But I'm also taught that if you don't have the discipline, right? You got to have discipline in yourself. Then you're a weak person. You see what I'm saying? And that's just my personal opinion. You got to have the discipline in order to be married. Yeah. So if you can't practice it before you get there, how are you going to sustain it while you're there? You see what I'm saying? Because I feel like you play how you practice. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? I mean, some of us, we are game players, right? Some of we game shooters. Yeah. You feel me? We practice, we might lollygag, but we game shooters. So I get it. It's a very few. It's rare. Boom. I got another question. Could you date somebody, marry somebody, right? Because you marry somebody. We ain't gonna say date. Could you marry somebody who makes 3 times much as you? Honest opinion in the chat right now, right? Honest opinion in the chat. Could you date somebody that makes 3 times as much as you? I'm just males and females. Of course, I feel like females are gonna say cool, but give us your honest opinion.
As a man?
As a man, y'all.
As a man, that's something I can't answer unless it happened to me. Because I could talk. Because I would like to say it's really going to depend on how it affects her. Yeah. Because she still respect me as the man making 3 times more than me. Yeah. Because the number one thing for me, I know every guy's different, but for me, my respect goes above everything else. Yeah. I don't care about nothing else. If I don't get respect out of the woman that I'm dating, if she can't talk to me right, if she can't, because I don't, we men God, we don't call our girls out at their name. Yeah. We don't, we don't do all that. So my thing, she gotta respect me. You gotta talk to me like I'm a man. Yeah. And all that, you gotta treat me like I'm a man. Yeah. And stuff like, if she can do that, I'm fine. I'm fine. If my respect is there, I'm good. Yeah. Because there's one thing you gotta learn, there's a lot of places to lead. Because a woman can have a whole bunch of money or whatever it is that might make it harder to be the man. Because I saw a video before and a man was like, as a dominant man, why would I want a dominant man? What he's right about. Yeah. But it can be done. You can be a man and date a dominant woman. But what happens is, if you're a real man, nature takes its course. Her dominance diminishes. Yeah. Because she gains more trust in your dominance and what you're able to do with it.
But I feel like that could go both ways, though. You see what I'm saying?
It could, but it very well could. But that's why I say, if you're a man and you're good at it, that's why I say if you can lead in different places. So let's say a woman, she's financial. She's the financial leader. She got 3 times more than me. What they got to do with spiritual? What they got to do with mental? What they got to do with physical? Yeah. There's more than one place. I think people put in nutshell leadership. There's many forms of leadership. Yeah. The question is, you can't focus on one. I feel like a lot of guys focus on one area of leadership. No. But I'm telling you, the biggest one, finance is not even the biggest one.
Well, finances today is one of the leading causes to divorce. So that I think that's why this question is very relevant, because.
But why? Because of what it does. Yeah. Because what it does. That's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is, if you have the ability, I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I'm saying if you have the ability to lead spiritually, especially mentally, yeah, I think it makes it easier. Because I'm not here to say it's going to be easy. It's going to be hard because we were programmed as human beings to love money. That's the reality. Even though we don't try not to, but in our life, especially in this economy, you're like, I need money. Yeah. But we have a lot of need for it, so it caused I gotta go get it mentality. And so it comes with a lot of power. So the person who do have the finances do have a lot of power.
Like, that's a lot of say so.
Yeah, it's a lot of say so.
Like, hey, because think about this, right? 3 times more than you, right? Yeah. So okay, let's just think about us. Like not like us, like no dilly. Hallelujah. But let's think about like this you now, right? And say like you get married and being around people who have money, affluent income, and they do different stuff. They don't do regular stuff. Like we could chill in the house and be cool. We could have a little cookout and be cool. They want to go out and get on a yacht. You see what I'm saying? Jet ski every week. Like they want to be out. And say like you're in a comfortable place. You ain't broke. You feel me? Like you make a great income. Okay. But so like your taste changes. Like the place that you want to live changes. And like as a man, I would say I would want to be able to take care of my household. Like that's one thing that I seen my father always do. My father, no matter what the bond was, no matter if he ever needed help, you see what I'm saying? He was the guy to go get it. You see what I'm saying? So me, I'm thinking about my household of how can I lead? You see what I'm saying? And but not hinder her from the things that we possibly can have, because she does make 3 times more than me, right? So how can I give her the best of both worlds? Can I still provide for my household? Can I still provide for my children, the different things? Because you know, all the kids nowadays, the best thing for them is what? Private school. So can I still can I still hold on to that? So I would be on the side of I could, but it would take a lot of humbling.
Right, yeah.
It would take some humble pie, because there's certain things that I wouldn't want to do. Right. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Certain places I wouldn't want to live, because I want to be able to take care of my household. Yeah. Period. Because say something happens, because listen, if everything falls, right? Yeah. Who the first person they want to look at? They're looking at the man. They're not looking at her salary. You see what I'm saying? Right. They're looking at you. So like I would want the stability. I would want the stability of knowing that I can take care of my household, right, and I'm not gonna negate the things that she want to do. Yeah. But I just want to make sure that, like I said, I'm in my position.
Yeah, but I think that's one thing that the world don't talk about. Mm-hmm. You know, you hear all these podcasts and they talking, but they don't talk about how the man's love is designed. You know, we have a burden. Mm-hmm. There's a literal burden. Like I dated a woman who was feminist minded, right? Mm-hmm. And you know, somehow we got into a conversation. She was like, I asked her. I said, "Why do you want to lead me?" Mm. She said, "Because it means I add value." She said, and then she said, "The same reason why you want to lead me." I said, "That's not why I want to lead you." Yeah. And I feel like that's how a lot of women think. Yeah. Because, you know, women very smart. Yeah, very. But what they don't know, mm-hmm, they'll take a guess. And they're very confident in their ability to guess. Yes, yeah. But we don't talk about, as men, we don't really talk about our emotional motivations. Yeah. So a lot of women, when they get to those type of areas or why we do the things we do, they really don't know. Mm-hmm. But I told her, I said, when I date a girl, I don't want to lead because for my value. Yeah. That's how it seemed to you as a woman, because you don't know. I lead because it's a burden. Yeah. It's a burden. When you first meet a woman that you really like, yeah, your first feeling is, what can I do? What can I do? That's the burden that was placed in a man's mindset. That's the stem of our root when we really have a woman that we care about. Mm-hmm. If the burden, that's how, to be honest, I can't speak for all men, but I know that's how I know I love a girl. Yeah. Because it's my burden. I want to make sure she all right. Yeah, for sure. It's not I like the way she make me feel or something like that. No, I want to make sure she all right. That's how I know I got feelings for a girl. Yeah. Like I can't, like her being taken care of. I want to be the guy to make sure she's taken care of. Yeah. It's a burden that we're trying to fulfill. Yeah. Rather than it's just something. It's just an ego boost. Because some women feel like it's just an ego boost to a man. You want to do it because you want to feel like the man. No, I want to do it because I'm fulfilling my nature when I do it. Yeah. So right, I was brought here to be the provider. Yeah. I was brought here to be your protector. Yeah. You feel me? And I feel like that's what it all plays into. All of that plays into, like you said, that's your nature. Yeah. You feel me? Your nature of who you are. Bro, I remember when I was younger and I was in the world, right? I was actually like my first time ever like living. I used to live with my fiance, right? Yeah. To God be the glory. I was living and we're playing house, whatever, right? That's what they call it.
And I tell you, bro, like I was working 200 hours. Like my family didn't see me. Right. You dig what I'm saying? Like when I came to it was like, oh snap, Sam here. So like I get what you're saying, bro. Like I wanted to be that part and stand in that position. Like yo, this you got security when it comes to me. You see what I'm saying? This is who I am, and I think that that's a big part of a big part of this that whole making more than me. And then it's cool if you make more. Hallelujah. That's cool and comfortable, but you just gotta respect me, right? I believe that. I believe that's what a lot of people were saying in the comments. Manifest 100 million. He said they gotta respect you. They have to respect you. Miss Candace Lay said, respect plays a big part in that decision. And men and women sometimes they struggle with it. You're absolutely right. Miss Treasure, she says, also, if they make more, if they make more than then they can teach you how to make the same amount. Yeah. It's about the perspective for real.
That might get lost if you want to make it the same way too.
Yeah.
Because so the one like if let's say you marry a woman, she's an entrepreneur, she making $300K. You make $100K.
And you're a plant worker.
Yeah. But you don't you like, oh, you can make money if you go into entrepreneur. I don't want to be an entrepreneur because that's a big thing with me. Mm-hmm. Like I don't care to own a business. Mm-hmm. Like people like the way to go is own the business. I'm like, I don't want to own a business. Like I do not want to own a business.
Somebody say get on FanDuel. Somebody say get on FanDuel. Get on go learn the stocks or something, you know?
Yeah, but what I did learn is that entrepreneurship goes beyond owning a business.
Yeah.
You don't have to own a business to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And that's why I say, well, if I did, probably real estate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not, I got a company, I got tapping my employees. Maybe if you own a house, it's probably, you still got to oversee some things, but it's not, I think the job is not as tedious. Maybe, man, I can't really talk because I don't do it.
Doing what?
As owning a whole full business and maybe just owning some homes, probably somebody renting it out. And I understand this.
No, that's a lot of work. Yeah.
I don't know if it's as much work as owning a full business. I don't know.
Yeah, okay, so I get it because it depends on what kind of business. Like, do I have to be there day to day?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Got employees.
Yeah.
And then,
because if you own homes, you still gotta have a management company, and because if you do that, then you're a full-time worker. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta have a management company. You gotta have somebody go in to fix the stuff. So either way, it's no way around it. Yeah. It's no way around.
It's a lot of management.
Because I think one of my guys said, right, I love my morning motivational. He said, man, if you don't want to work a lot of hours, then you just need to go to work. You see what I'm saying? He said, right. just go clock in 8 hours a day and be cool and comfortable with that. Because when it comes to owning the business, it's no clocking in and clocking out. Right. You're on the clock at 24/7. Somebody call you 2:00 in the morning and say, hey, look, if you don't make this decision, that you gonna lose $100 million. You see what I'm saying? What you can't be like, I'm gonna do it in the morning. No, you gotta make that decision right then and there. So you definitely gotta be there. Somebody said if I'm making $300K, my man making $100K, we got $400K. It sound good. It sound cute. You know what I mean? It sound good. It's not that simple. It sound cute.
Human nature get involved.
Yeah, because and I feel like that's where sometimes certain things get out of line because of the egos and different things like that. Because as a man, I feel like no matter my wage, right? Hallelujah. No matter my wage, no matter what, I'm still who God said I was. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? If I was making $25K, right? Yeah. I'ma still walk in the same authority that I was walking when I made $100. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? And I feel like sometimes that breaks down a man.
But that's gonna be bad with them arguments though.
Yeah, bro.
That's gonna make them arguments crazy because you're gonna be like, "Cause I say so. This is my money." Yeah. What is that movie? Yeah. What is it? Like say that. What was that? Why did I get married?
Oh yeah,
this is my money. Like you're gonna be dealing with that. So it's easier said than done. That's why I said that's one of them things I could only answer if I was in it. Mm-hmm. So everything I said is just like I'm giving you where my mindset is, but it's one of the things I really want to know unless I was married to a woman making 3 times much more than me. Yeah. But I'll say one thing, if that was the case, if done correctly, God would have prepared you for it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, my heart for real.
Yeah.
He would have God himself. God would have to talk to me, send a bishop, send my bishop, somebody. Yeah. Say, hey, prepare yourself to find somebody who's doing 10 times better than you. You hear me? Because I would like I'm cool. Like I said, the money part I'm cool with, but it has to be the respect for me. Yeah. All right, so look, boom. Can you find? All right, look. I know we asking a lot of questions, right? Could you date somebody who's not successful for you? Like maybe like you work.
Oh, for sure.
Like she work at McDonald's, you know. Sure. And I'm not. If any of y'all working at McDonald's, hey,
for sure.
Whatever God calls you to,
for sure.
You could. So somebody who's just like
For sure. It for me, it wouldn't come down. It's for me, especially being young.
Yeah.
I can see if I was 40 and I'm looking for a woman that's 35, but because I'm still in my 20s, I for sure could date a woman
making $25K.
Yeah, because here's the thing for me. It's what's going to come down when you're young is potential. Now, it's going to come down to what's her mind like. Mm-hmm. Because
say she cool working where she at. Like, hey, babe, if I become a chef supervisor, you feel me? I'm cool, but I don't want to do too much.
But see, from there, it'll be like she has to have ambitions to get out of that. Mm. I could date a girl making McDonald's if she got plans. Mm-hmm. I could date a girl.
How old are you?
I'm 28. Oh, yeah. And I naturally like to date young down.
Okay.
I'm not against an old woman at all though. Mm. But like my rule is 4 up, 4 down.
4 up, 4 down.
4 up, 4 down.
All right.
That's kind of my rule.
Okay, yeah, because you said young. I was like, hold up, let's see. I'm messing, bro.
20s, 21s, no.
Yeah, no 21, no 23.
Nah, done with that.
Maybe 24. Yeah, 24.
Yeah, 24 to 34 is kind of like that. That's, 24 to 32, but somewhere around that.
Somewhere around, okay.
But like, if they working at McDonald's, like, it's for me, it's gonna come down to her mind. It's gonna come down.
Somebody said she on Baltimore Street. Hey,
wait a minute.
No.
It's gonna come down to intelligence, classiness. Because one thing I found out in life is that everybody make bad decisions.
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody make bad decisions.
Especially me.
I know people that were in class that was in AP English with me and dropped out. Mm. They was in AP English. They not dumb at all. So some people just make foolish decisions in their youth, and it puts them in a backwards place than their potential. Yeah. So for me, it comes down to nurturing ability, and for me being like a teacher, I place a lot of I have a lot of confidence in my ability to nurture. Mm-hmm. And mentally, not necessarily as emotionally, but mentally. And everybody I know, everybody that I come across, I always push them. Mm-hmm. I always push them. Now, some people can't. Some people just not there where they can be pushed. But I make it my bet. If you know me, I push you. I push you to go beyond because that's what I do for myself. I push myself to go beyond. Okay, I got this. I could do better. I'm very hard on myself. And I'm very hard on people. And that's kind of one of the hard things about me that you have to get used to when you really get to know me. Like, I'm not going to let you be mediocre. I'm not going to let you be happy because you could be mediocre now, but you can't end it like that. And I'm not going to let you have a mindset where you're going to stay there. Like, I'm getting better here, you're going to be getting better. So I could take girl McDonald's, but it's going to take, like, do she have aspirations to go further? Because if she do, I could do something with that.
At least general manager.
I could do something because I'm not where I want to be at either. Mm-hmm. But I know I got the work ethic. Mm-hmm. I know I got the vision. I know I got the work ethic. Mm-hmm. And I know I got the prayer life. So I'm going to go somewhere. I tell people at my job, I said, I don't know when I'm leaving here, but I'm not retiring here. Yeah. And I tell people that, I said, I'm going to be gone before 35. Mm-hmm. And I tell people that this is not my last job. This is my last 9 to 5. Mm-hmm. I said, but I will find a way to make a career
out of that.
I'm not going to be here past 35. I'm working on stuff right now. My mind, and a lot of people told me, like, my mind, my work ethic, I belong somewhere greater. And I know it's not just them. I know God telling me that too. And I believe this is why I'm in a season where I'm praying an awful lot. Mm-hmm. And God is telling me to do a lot of stuff. God is giving me instruction after instruction because I got another place to get to, not just spiritually, but even naturally speaking. Yeah. So I could definitely do that. The same way God nurtured me, I could get a woman like, hey, I've been there,
That's
beneath my
turn
potential. I've been beneath my potential, and I'm gonna go out. I could take a girl with me. That ain't nothing to me.
Yeah, and I think somebody said, Jeff A. Manifesting 100 says, uh, is it easier to take someone with less than more? I think that I'm gonna be honest. I would say yes, because it's like I'm willing to build with you, because I feel like if somebody has so much more than you, or even knowledge, if it's just knowledge or if it's just financially, like we're speaking, I believe that they come in with already preconceived notions that you may not know. It just may not be my turn to be at 3 times more of my salary. You see what I'm saying? Or is they try to push you past your learning curve, I guess what I would say, right? Not curve, but like your learning, like your process. They try to push you past your process and put you in the end zone. It's like, I'm not there yet. I have to do X, Y, and Z, because if I skip this step, guess what? If you leave me today or tomorrow, guess what? I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna be at the starting position where you found me. You see what I'm saying? So I believe that if you find somebody lesser, it's I feel like it's easy to help somebody catch up to you than me had to try to run to somebody else. You know what I mean? Like, and that just may be my perspective on it. Like if I already see somebody right there and they, how it is. Sometimes people who don't have the same life circumstances as you, they might try to be like, oh, but it's so easy, this and that. Like, you don't know what I just had to fight. I had to fight just to get to this place.
Right.
I had to fight just to begin again. So you don't know what hell and hot water I came through. But if I bring somebody along, like, all right, cool, you right there, I'm gonna make sure that we are in the even pace, because I'm gonna show you all the tricks. I'm gonna show you all the shortcuts to get to this place. I'm gonna show you all the cuts that you gotta hit, the things you gotta say, the things you gotta do. And I believe that it's more, for me, looking back, it's more grace. Yeah. That's just my perspective of it. What do you think about that? Having somebody, with lesser, or having somebody more. Like, you think it's easier to have somebody lesser than more?
Well, it's commonly speaking, yeah. It's easier for the person that's less, but then the main thing always comes down to where that person is in their mind, because you can be complacent in either way position. Some people are, we see it all the time, especially here in Baltimore. We see people that got nothing but so content there.
Yeah.
And you see people who has a lot and they could be content there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about where they're at. So the same way someone can have nothing be content, there's somebody down there that doesn't have nothing and say, I gotta get out of this. And they're looking. So you can nurture them. There's people that has a lot and ain't done, say, I know I can get better in this place or that place. That's why, like, if we look at certain celebrities, they they have it. Like, they got the money, but they're still searching for something. That's why you hear certain celebrities coming to God. Like, I just seen a clip on IG of Shawn Michaels. He came to God. This man is famous. This man is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. He got the money. He got all the money, but he was still looking for something. So it's all about the person's mindset. What more can I build in my life? Because when you become mature in life, you understand that there's aspects of life that you gotta fulfill. Yeah. You got your spiritual, you got your mental, you got your physical, right? When you got that money, so okay, the physical, you got your house, you got your car, your bills paid, you good there, but maybe you struggling mentally. Yeah. Maybe you struggling spiritually. Maybe you feel emptyless, like you're without purpose because your career is not your purpose. Yeah. You can make money off a career, but that's not your purpose. It's not your purpose. Because your purpose is your contribution to humanity. Yep. And a lot of people get that mixed up, like, football is my culture. No, it's not. No, it's not. Yeah, you entertain, and that was a good thing. But what did you do with your platform?
What you say? That's just a tool.
It's a tool.
Just a tool.
It's a tool for you. And I feel like a lot of people get mixed up because I made my money for it, because I made a living off of it. It was my purpose. No, it wasn't. It was a tool because our gifts and our talents was used to what? It was used to help people, but ultimately what it does, put people in position. That's how you get a fan base. That's why these celebrities have fan bases. And as a fan, what do you want from your celebrity? You want to hear them. You want to pick their mind. You like when they talk. You like when they say stuff because you want a piece of their mind. Exactly. And what are you going to give them? When Jesus got everybody's attention, what did he give? He gave them salvation. The question is, when you get a audience, what are you going to give people? Yeah. So, it's I think I lost track. I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, look, so some of the people were saying, I guess they were saying when I was saying, so basically you want to be in charge. No, it's not. So I want to make sure that we understand, Miss Jada, it's not about being in charge. It's just about being in the correct position. Right, yeah. Because a lot of times when you're doing certain things, right? A lot of times when you're doing certain things or having certain people lead you, they don't lead you in the same grace that you would. Because when you're in a certain position, like when people are so much in front of you, they will get frustrated because they feel like they're pulling a dead weight. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm not saying this is everybody, but some people just feel like you're pulling dead weight. Where if I do have to pull dead weight, I feel like I was built for it. Right. You see what I'm saying? I don't want to have to pull dead weight, but I'm saying if I gotta, lead the charge, I'm okay with leading. I think that's what I was just saying. I'm okay with leading. I'm not no ego, no pride. No, I just want to be in charge because I'm the macho man. No, I'm okay with I'm leading.
Right. And that's what, to be a leader, it starts with you have the heart of a leader. Yeah. And the heart of a leader is a carrier.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So I had to follow somebody to get to this point. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? I think Miss Treasure, she said, you got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Okay, I feel that.
Yeah. Well, that's what the Bible said.
Yeah, for sure.
It said, be a pilgrim.
Okay, come on,
brother.
Pilgrims.
What are pilgrims? Pilgrims don't stay in one place. They're temporary. They're basically wanderers. They go here. They might be there a little while. Then they move on to the next spot. That's what a pilgrim is. They always moving. So.
All right. So Miss Jada asked another question. She said, is it because men view women as lesser, so that's why you can't handle a woman with more than you?
We explained it.
Yeah.
It's not. See, where people get it wrong is like people talk about the Bible and they say God is a misogynist because he told men to lead women. Leadership is not about value. It's not about value. That's why he told the man, don't take advantage of the submissive woman. Mm-hmm. He told her the same way he told the woman. He told the woman, submit to your husband. He said to the husband, don't take advantage of the submissive woman, because God did not ask men to lead because we're more valuable. Mm-hmm. God asked men to lead because he chose us to lead, because there's going to be a leader. Yeah. But like, let's say I coach a football team, and I said, who want to be team captain? A lot of people gonna raise their hand. Yeah. But who's gonna be? It's easier if I select. As I select your team captain, your team captain. There's a lot more consistency. There's less chaos. Yeah. And that was the whole purpose of was something that's losing now, gender roles. The whole purpose of gender roles is not about who's more violent than the other. It was about less chaos. Yeah. I know what my duty is. You know what your duty is.
Who fits this position?
And yes,
and I feel like that's exactly what it is. That's what the leader is. Who fits this position? Who can carry this without being emotional, without crying and complaining the most? You see what I'm saying? Who's willing to put the work in to sustain and make sure that we're okay? I feel like that's why leaders are in place.
Right. But if you really look at it, it's not that women didn't lead. It's just that different type. So if when you are the, let's say, main leader, there is an accountability that you're going to take. That consequence, you have to be the consequence taker. Jesus as what? Jesus was a leader to us.
Yeah, for sure.
And to all believers, he had to pay a consequence. Yeah, the leader pays the consequence. Like you said, if we get evicted, who looking at it? It don't matter who fault it is.
They looking at the man.
If something goes wrong, when we watch sports, if the team loses, the first thing to look at, like, oh, what's wrong? What you could have did? They point to the leader.
Where the quarterback?
Yeah.
What the kid coach do?
You gotta talk. When you the quarterback, you gotta talk. Yeah. You could have played your best game. Yeah. And the team failed you, but guess what? They're gonna talk to the quarterback. Your team lost tonight, sir. And it's it's back to what we said. It's a burden placed in us, and it's a burden placed because God chose us.
Yeah,
if God chose men, He said, "I want men to lead home." Well, He had to give us a heart and a burden of a leader.
Yeah.
So we live in a world now where we become intelligent enough to make theories and try to guess from a logical place of why we do what we do. But we gotta remember one thing: we all have a nature. There was a nature distilled in us. So
from the beginning,
right?
Yeah.
And no, it's not that it's not true. It's not that it's not true. A part of that is true that because of the man, some men do see women as lesser.
Yeah, and that's not the case.
That is, but that's ignorance.
Yeah, that's real ignorant.
But that came from that came from the history of man. That God did not ask us to do, did not tell us we had to do. So God told us lead, but God never told us that women couldn't do anything, and that was the history in the front.
Yeah, because they say
again at a time.
Because I think some people misconstrue because they say the weaker vessel.
Right.
They misconstrue saying that. That's why they can't.
Well, he was talking about physically.
Yeah, physically, not like mentally with the wisdom. He wasn't talking. He was talking about, hey, I mean, not
in value.
Because some women right now they stronger. They might be a little bit. They're a little stronger than a lot of these men. Right. Yeah. Value. I feel like women today, especially, bro, hold a huge value because it's so because I feel like this, right? If your man's struggling with his vision, he's struggling in the place, and you see, and a lot of women see that. I see them backing it up, like, boo, you don't gotta worry about it. Chill for a little bit. I can take care of these things. Like that's what matter of fact, I can speak for my mother. My mother did that. My father got injured. My father, like I said, I grew up. My father was a breadwinner of the household. My father, he got sick really bad, and she said, "All right, cool, boom." She started taking care of everything until he got back on his feet. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? And he was down for a couple years. You see what I'm saying, bro? So it's some women out here with the aspect of saying, "Hey, look, I'm cool with having to step out in the lead for a little bit." You see what I'm saying? I'm cool with having to be in this place, but because I know that you have my back. So I believe that like the woman has to have that characteristic in her. She has to have that value in her to say, I want to take care of my man. I want to take care of the household, even if something happens. Just because he makes less doesn't mean he's less than. So I think that's where it falls into.
Right.
Can I read this question? She said, but what if? Okay, this is Miss Treasure. She said, but what if you aren't in the great position to lead, and the other I'm sorry. What if you aren't in the great position to lead the person with less? What if that's the season to pour into yourself?
Read it up to me one more time.
All right. So I guess she was. So I think she was talking about. About having somebody that makes a woman that makes less. Is it easy to be with a woman that makes less than more? So I guess what she was saying was, what if you weren't in a great position to lead, and what if that's the season for you to pour into yourself? Saying that, you know what, say you had a woman that's in front of you and she's able to pour into you to get you to your next destination. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
but that go back onto what I said about there's other places to lead. So if you want to pour in yourself,
she said you. So like your woman in front of you.
Right,
because she got the bag, she got the wisdom, she got everything she got.
Oh we can't compromise the identity of God. When we do that, we compromise the identity of God, because God doesn't change His words due to circumstances. So one thing, if we praying, you pray, God might tell you got to listen to God, because in order to lead the way you need to lead, and that don't mean just finance. That don't mean finance. But God is not going to tell you marry a woman where you can't be in the will of God, because as a man, as a husband, He told you to lead. So if you're not ready to lead, I can't see God telling you, yeah, go ahead and get married, and you're not ready to lead. That's not how God works. That will compromise. That's compromising the identity of God. That's a hypothetical situation that compromises the identity of God, which we know He don't do. So God will never push you to do that. As a man will push you to do that. That's number one. Now, that could certainly be the case for a man that just jumped out and did it. Oh, this woman got money and I love her. Man, let's get married now. But that decision is totally on you, and God gave us free will. Yeah. He might let you do it.
What's the different kind of wills again, bro? What's a different kind of will? Permissible will?
Permissible will and perfect will. Now, I don't even believe in that.
Okay.
And now, when I say this, people are like, what? God does have a permission. God allow you to do things.
Right.
That don't mean, a lot of people argue this. That don't mean it's his will. God does not tell you to do something that's not in his perfect will. If you did, so you can call it permissible will. You could call it that. But for me, in my perspective of God's will, God's will is what he wanted you to do. He told the children of Israel, said, can we have a king? He said, you don't need a king. They said, can we have, they back in the flood case said, all right, go ahead, have a king. Now, people call that the permissible will, but if you really, when you really think about it, God never wanted that to happen.
That wasn't the plan.
Permissible will is just getting away with your free will. It's getting away with it, even because God knows
your freedom to choose. Yeah.
Right. God knows that, and you could call it permissible will, but in my perspective, it's just you made a wrong decision. You didn't seek God. You didn't seek wise counsel and you made a decision. God said, whatever. I'm gonna respect your free will, and I'm only gonna respect it because at the end of the day, what my true will is won't be affected by it. And I guess that's why people call it permissible will. But at the end of the day, it's a decision you shouldn't have made either way. Yeah. So I don't give myself that option. If God gave me instruction, if I'm asking God for a wife, there's an instruction that come with that. If I go anywhere outside the instruction, he might allow me to do it, and you'll call it permissible will. But at the end of the day, I'm going to pay for that. Yeah. You're going to pay for doing anything
outside of his will.
Yeah. Whether he let you do it or not. So permissible will, I don't even call it, I don't entertain the idea of calling it a will. Because I'm going to pay for it. Yeah. Children of Israel paid for having a king.
Like we paying for having sex out of marriage.
Yeah, you pay for that.
Like you paying for when you steal. You paying for when you rob, you kill. Yeah. So like you can do it, but guess what? It's a consequence behind it. I feel you on that, bro. I love that.
So I don't entertain it. I don't entertain this permissible will. Yeah, so I mean, they're not wrong for saying permissible will, but I don't entertain it as a person because I'm giving myself an opportunity to do something that I could potentially regret. Yeah. So I don't entertain it.
It's 50-50. God might allow it to go the way it needed to go, or hey, I'm gonna allow you to do it, but guess what? You're gonna have to do, bro. And I feel like that's when sometimes when we marry without consulting God, right? Without we marry for what we see, for what we want, what we desire. Yeah. You find out like, why am I in this place where it's always strife? Why am I in a place where when I first met it, I thought it was love, right? But now it turned sour on me. Now it's bitter. Now I don't want to eat it. Like now, you know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? I don't even want to touch it. I don't want to look at it. It got mold on it. Like
you didn't do.
You gotta consult. Like that's what happens when you play house. You see what I'm saying? When you play house, when you move outside of yourself, that's what happens. It becomes sour.
But back to the scenario, you gonna pay for that not being ready to leave her. You gonna pay for that. That's why I said we can't compromise. We can't create a situation where we compromise the will of God, because when you do that, that's on you. Yeah. So God. I'm not gonna say He won't have your back, but you won't have the full favor of God in a decision that He wasn't in.
So what you were saying, like, so when she say like, "Hey, bro, I pay the bills here. You need to be quiet." That's you paying for it.
You gonna pay for it.
Is that a form of payment?
It's not that God is against her having money. It's that God said, "Well, wait a minute. This woman there's a proper way," because God, He said, "Trust the thoughts I have towards you to give you an expected end." Jeremiah 29, right? So that means God's instruction is going to put you in the will, but it's also to favor you. And as a man, He knows how to design you, and He knows how He designed the woman. So God might not have nothing wrong with her having more than you, but God said, "Wait, don't marry her yet, because if she gonna have more than you do, you need to cover the other bases. Yeah, and you need to be ready to do that." So God might tell you, "Wait, hold on, let me mold you a little bit." So, like we say, it comes down to respect.
Yeah.
It comes to respect. So that even though she making more than you, she still respect you as a man. There's something you can't just say, "I'm a man, I deserve my respect." No. leadership. People have to see you as a leader. You can't be a leader until you have an audience. But to have an audience, you have to put them in position. You have to put a woman in position to see you as such. So maybe God said you're not in position to see you as such. So God would never give you a green light to marry her.
So you just going off your own thoughts. Yeah. So she said, why are women the? Oh wow, this is a wild, crazy question to me. I don't believe it. Hallelujah. So she says, why are women these days stronger than men? I for one, I would say me personally, I would say, yeah, some men is this new thing that they start, and I don't know if you heard about it, right? They talk about that soft guy era, bro. Is they wild? My man Goody, I ain't gonna lie, he's so hilarious when he do it. Now I know he probably ain't serious, but the soft guy area, yeah, bro. Yo, bro, he's so funny, bro, and but I feel like some guys are taking that serious, man. Yeah. And now the women, they are turning that like and trying to make it seem like when you require something, right? Mm-hmm. Like, all right, we could go out, but all right, for me, this is me personally. When we go out, right? Me and my lady, right? We go out. If I go out, and I say I pay for everything one day, and then like they decide, let's go here real quick, one more. You don't pump fake to pay for nothing. I ain't saying I want you to pay for it, right. But you see what I'm saying? Like the gesture of like, you know what? You take care of everything. Why can't pump fake? I'm out. You good. Well, you with me. Wow. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So my thing is, I don't think that women are I don't think women are stronger than men. I believe that men are some men are trying to find the value because to make sure that they're valued because how can I say it? The new thing that happens now is what men are being taken advantage of, especially celebrities and different things like that. Younger guys, because what they tell you, if you can't buy them a Birkin, then you can't talk to her. You see what I'm saying? So now, I feel like they've created a culture of the hate thing is to devour to disconnect the man and the woman to say that, hey, you're not valuable if you can't provide this, you can't give me this, you can't give me that, and guys are now saying, hey, I want to see how valuable you are. Yeah. Can you do this? Can you do that? So now it goes into a challenging thing, and now we're both competing. Okay. Yeah. So I think that that's what's trying to happen. You feel me? The enemy is trying to separate the two. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's trying to keep us from aligning with one another because of the soft guy era and the strong girl era, however y'all want to be. Because I feel like you have to submit to your spouse. You got to submit to the one that God calls you to. You can't come in there. You can't come there and try to be the boss where for that's a man's job. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? That's just how I feel. It's a man's job to lead. It's the man's job to do certain to do certain things. Not saying that women are incapable of doing those things. I'm just saying that women that you have to fall into your proper place. Right. Like I need to fall into my proper place because if I can't provide, or say somebody's circling us, what they say, sharks circling us, you want to know that, hey, my man going solve the situation, right? Mm-hmm. But if you gotta defend you gonna look at that man less than. If you gotta speak up, so we all have to stay in our proper place.
So I got a couple things to touch on this. Okay. Because you dealt. I'm very well into psychology and anthropology. Mm-hmm. So first of all, the question has a small sample size because we could talk about this on a global scale. That question is definitely wrong, inaccurate. We could talk about this on a national scale, still wrong. So I think the perspective of why women stronger than men, you're talking about a specific community, and and even then it's wrong. Because a lot of the facts and a lot of perspective, because to say that you're focusing on black community, because in no other race is that a question.
You're right.
Why are women stronger than men? In no other race, white people, no. Asians, no. Nope. No other race. European, definitely not.
Indians.
No,
it's not. No. It's not. No. Their husbands drive cabs. Right. Their husbands drive cabs and they come home to full cooked meals. Right. They come home to the kids in the bed.
This is a question that only fits the black community.
Yeah, you're right, bro.
So the men, why are men stronger? Let's shrink this to why do you perceive that black women are stronger than black men? Mm-hmm. Because I'm gonna be honest, that question is that don't even pop up with other races. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you like this, but then I would say this is a little inaccurate because our statistics are messed up. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of people believe black men don't raise their children. Look at the statistics. Yeah, they actually do. Yeah, it's the communities that we live in. Now we talk about in the hood. We talk about in the perverse neighborhoods. Mm-hmm. That can very absolutely be a threat. But even in the African American community, men still make more than women. Men are still mostly providers. Men raise their kids. But when we start to get into the perverse neighborhoods. But what's happening in the perverse neighborhoods? First of all, the men locked up. Yeah. First of all, the men are fatherless. And I think that's the root. So when it starts from there, why fatherlessness? Where does that come from? Well, I tell you one thing about humanity. Humanity was built to rely on humanity. Everything that's wrong with women, men got something to do with it. Everything that's wrong with men, women got something to do with it. So the black community as a whole, we are all messed up. Because there's different places where we're all we've diminished our own value because we're probably the most ignorant race. To talk about it, to be real, we are very ignorant. And it's because we're taught just wrong. We're taught wrong. So back to the why are women stronger than men, like you say, you don't believe it's true. I don't believe it's true. Yeah. But I believe I believe it's a product of environment. Mm-hmm. It's a product of environment. First of all, the system is set up to help women over men. That's number one. Women have a lot of things in the system to help them, while men don't have anything. Well, don't have. I won't say anything, but don't have much.
And no, as a man who has a child, right? The system is built to help the woman. Because all right, so you talked about the reason. Okay, Bob, let's talk about it. Back in the day, women chose government assistance instead of the man being in the house. You see what I'm saying? They rather would have chosen the money, the food, and everything than to struggle, right? And find a way instead of the man being in the house. And I get it. It was a hard decision, but it's a decision I feel like that affected a lot of generations after that, because now the fathers were being incarcerated for not being able to pay child support. Fathers were having to go out there and want to sell drugs because that's one of the only ways they can make real good money without having to go to a 9-to-5 and make $3 an hour. Right. So it pushed it pushed. I feel like it pushed more drugs into the community. It pushed more men being incarcerated. It pushed the father kids not having fathers, and now the kids growing up with the anger issues, and now they are exploding on each other, and now it was killing and all that. And I'm not blaming women for that, right? I'm not just blaming the women because it's a system. There's a whole system to it, right? But choosing to kick them out, choosing to for the government assistance and all the other things, has pushed the fatherlessness narrative that they push. But I feel like today it's so many people who's rewriting their history of not having fathers in the household, all the way to the projects, to the suburbs. You see what I'm saying? They like people are like, this is something that needs to be mended, because I don't want my child to grow up and have to explode their rage. I don't want my child to have to grow up and have to go out here and want to sell drugs or kill, steal, and rob. So yeah, if we're gonna talk about it, let's talk about it. Like they chose money over men. Right. You know?
Yeah. But it's just the notion of women being. But my thing is where.
Say it again.
Where, like women being stronger than men. Where?
It's nowhere.
I mean, it's where, because both of them are doing wrong. We're all doing wrong. We don't talk about deadbeat moms, and we don't talk about. I actually heard a woman say that. If they said there was no government assistance, there'd be more deadbeat moms. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of easier when you got help. Mm-hmm. It's kind of easy to do things when you know you got help, and and that's not taking excuses. That's not taking responsibility away from the man, because as men, no, I encourage men to raise their kids.
Yeah.
It don't matter. It doesn't matter what you've been taught. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't even matter what you feel. Yeah. The purpose is that you have a child out here.
Yeah, you got somebody to take care of.
But it's all a cycle because there's no father, there's no example. Yeah. A lot of guys aren't doing what they have to do. Yeah. But that doesn't make women stronger because a lot of women ain't doing what they have to do. Because fathers being fatherless, but it's a lot of women out here just sleeping with anybody, having kids by whoever, like, does not weaken the value of the woman. Yeah. So it's just, to me, like, stronger than a man.
Yeah.
In what way?
I agree with what you're saying for sure. They definitely have some discernment has to go on because somebody's not taking care of their child now. What do you think they're going to do with your child? You know what I mean? The discernment got to be up there. I believe that back in the day, right, in the Bible days, right, the men raised the kids, like because he gave them the morals and the standards, and I believe that's why some of the standards have been shifted, right? Some of the standards
of the man,
yep,
that laid for the household.
Yep, exactly. You see what I'm saying?
I feel that the problem is men don't. I'm not even gonna say men. It's the men from poverty don't have an identity because there's no leadership in it, and then when we do get leadership, it's perceived as uncool or perceived as it's not a popular perspective. Yeah. And it's shunned against. It's shunned against.
They laugh at you for having a 2-parent household in the hood. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, we've been really stripped of properness and decency. Mm-hmm. We've really been stripped.
The cool thing is dysfunction now. Ooh!
Yeah.
Dysfunction. You dysfunctional, bro. You
Everybody
good.
want to be toxic.
Yeah.
What? Like people embrace being toxic. Like I'm like, why do you embrace? But you do understand you reap what you sow.
Yeah. Wow.
And people that toxic, they be the main people that's not at peace. Mm-hmm. Well, what you thought was going to happen? Because you toxic, that means you're the opposite of peace. Yeah. That means you stir up drama. Why are you like that? So it's a cycle that we gotta get out of, but sadly, we might not because we won't embrace when people try to bring change into us. We think as black people, that we'll be strong by accepting our ignorance. Wow. We think that's strong. Yeah. Well, this is who we are. Let's embrace it. No, some things we can't embrace. Mm-hmm. I don't got like in some parts how we dress, some parts how we talk. Like I got no problem with our slang, but in some ways, decency is decency. Mm-hmm. Like you can't interchange that. Like this is we black, so this is moralistic. It's just a lot of things we do wrong. Even racist, I'm like, it's a lot of racist black people that we won't want to admit it.
They won't want to admit it.
Admit it, like that's racist. Yeah. I mean, that's racist. You can't, if you say stuff and you think like that, that's a racist. That's a superiority complex. Yeah. Just because you're not white, that don't mean you can't be racist. So there's a lot of things that we taught in the community that is okay for us that goes against morality. Mm-hmm. Because morality don't have a color behind it. Yeah. But we see because we see things belonging to races. Decency and morals don't belong to a race at all. First, the morality start in the heart. Mm-hmm. Morality start in the spirit. Mm-hmm. Got nothing to do with color. There's bad white people, good white people. There's bad black people, there's good black people. Mm-hmm. Good of any race, bad of any race. So one thing we're trying to own and give ownership of certain character traits to different races. And this is what got us stuck. Well, we black, this is what we do. Well, we need to stop. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so, but as long as we do that, we stuck in the cycle.
So look, I'm gonna make this our last question, right? Our last question is saying, so the black community is the only race, that's having the 50-50 conversation. And I feel like we could do I want to do a part 2 off of just that question, right?
We can say that for another day because we off topic.
Yeah, we off topic because look, they gonna create
now, but that go back into seem like we dating 50-50 and 50-50. I tell you like this,
marriage
50-50. There's no such, like I said, there's no such thing. You can start. I'll tell you like this. You can start a relationship with 50-50. It won't end 50-50. Yeah. Because nature take its toll. We are in a place in humanity where we have so much confidence in our mind that we forget how strong nature is. Nature is the strongest thing God created. We're humanity, we're God's favorite creation, but nature is God's strongest creation. This is why we can't change the weather. This is why no matter what we do, all we pushing, we're changing the perspective of humanity, but we're not changing our nature. We're telling women be more masculine, but if you really look at a woman, she's still feminine. She's still an emotional thinker. She still has this thing that say, I deserve to be taken care of because you can't kill that part of my nature. A man still has a nature. They get feminine, but the same way, they still try to walk around like they ain't a man because that's the nature. And what we do, we think we have this mind that we can really control nature. No, we can't. Nature was for us to submit to, not to try to control. But we're in a place now where we're so arrogant, we're so confident in mind, we think we can really control nature, and we don't realize we're doing it. And worst of all, we don't realize we're paying for it. We're literally paying for it. So when we get to this 50-50 stage, yeah, we're gonna be 50-50. That goes against human nature. Human nature is competitive. You're not staying 50-50. It's not. If you say we 50-50, hey, you made a decision last time, I gotta make a decision. I'm telling you right now, over time, you're gonna learn who's wiser. Yeah. Who, out of all the decisions we made, you know what? Your decisions usually give us a better benefit. Usually help us out down the long run. You begin to understand who you're with. You begin to understand their strengths, their weaknesses.
So the short term wins versus the long term wins.
Right. And you get to a place where there is no 50-50. You're in charge.
And I feel like what I'm taught is like it's a leadership cap. So I may be great in one area, but my wife is amazing in this one. So I might have to make, I would say 80% of it. My wife gonna make the other 20 for me. Right. You see what I'm saying? In the places where I'm weak, I feel like my helpmate, y'all, this is what we talking about. My helpmate is gonna help me to make sure I make the right decision. I'm going to not saying I'm going to negate her her perspective all the time, but sometimes she may not be able to see it as far as I see. Yeah. She may just see the surface level of it, and it works for right now. But once right now is gone, it goes back to ground zero, and it doesn't help at all. So I believe that that 50-50 conversation is okay. I feel like I know one thing is 100-100. That's what my father told me before he passed, and because I was asking about marriage and everything, he said it's no such thing as 50-50. It's only 100 and 100, y'all. Put the 100s in the chat right now for me. I need everybody who's here put up 100 in the chat because there's no such thing as 50-50. You must understand that you both hold value, as my brother say, right? You both hold the value, and just because your thoughts and what you believe isn't going forward doesn't mean that you're not valued. It just means that the vision is different. You see what I'm saying? The vision and the purpose and our destination is different, and I have to make the critical decision for my family. Because you marry this person because you trust him, for one, right? You believe that his vision is great for your place. So the 50-50 conversation right now, I feel like it's built to split us apart and not bring us together. If it's a time, it's so many marriages out here where I remember like where they first started at into where they are now. I've seen it from like a kid, right? They told me this. They may have had to start at 50-50. You feel me? Paying the bills or splitting everything down the middle. But at some point, somebody go up. Like my brother said, the nature is going to take its course. Somebody got to go up and take on a more burden, because guess what? One may have to go back to school, and so it doesn't matter which end goes up or goes down. You both are giving your best, your 100% for each other. So I think that's the main thing. We are going to talk about this. I ain't gonna say next time because we got the OG coming up, Dr. Art Robinson. Hallelujah. He's going to be here with us. The OG, he's going to be online having this conversation with us. and I'm ready to hear from what he got to say because he's talking about the perspective of when he was growing up because the culture have changed for a man. We're talking about growing up back in his time to the present day. What are some of the things that he had to change? And I'll ask him about the 50-50 thing, y'all. And I want to bring some of y'all on. If y'all ready for it, right? Miss Candace Lake treasuring y'all. Miss Jada, July, I want to bring some of y'all on so we can talk about the 50-50 thing because I believe that this is a topic that needs to be had so we can cut it dry, but it's no such thing as 50-50. It's 100-100.
I'll say one thing pertaining to that. Like you said, delegation. Leadership is delegation. It's the ability to put the pieces together.
Yeah.
And that's when you say, no need for 50-50. We wasn't designed for 50-50.
At all.
We were designed to fit the pieces because that's what love do. When you're with the right person, their pieces make sense with yours.
Mm-hmm.
So their strength, what you lack, they got strength in some place. They got strengths in some places. Where they lack, you got strength in some places. And your job as a leader is to delegate them strengths. But the main delegator is usually the leader. But it does not mean no one's of use. The other is not of use.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of you being married, is that this person has to have value for you to marry them.
Exactly.
They have to be an asset to you. You're not going to marry someone that's not an asset to you. So if they have an asset to you, that means they have value. Mm-hmm. So a lot of things, and why I always talk about nature is because nature does the work for us. We just don't realize it. Mm-hmm. We don't realize it. So all you doing as a leader is find out, hey, what she got? What she bring to the table? What I bring to the table? How we make this work? Okay, I'm good here. I'm good there. Just because she do something, that don't mean I'm not the leader no more.
Yeah,
I'm delegating this. Hey, I know she's good at this. You take care of that, sweetheart. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna take care of this because I know this is where my strength is, and where we meet somewhere where we probably both weekend, we get outside help. Yeah, that's just being a delegator. So delegation is leadership, and I think people really, when terms of dating, people forget that love was to complete. It's not to compete. It's to complete. Put the L in it.
L's in the chat right now,
put
y'all.
L in it.
Can you say that one more time for the people in the back, bro? Somebody in the back didn't hear you.
It is completion. The reason why we love is to fulfill completion. Yeah, not to compete. Mm-hmm. It's completion. That's why they talk about meeting your other half. Mm-hmm. Trying to get completed. So but to summarize this whole thing, we talk about single life. If you're single, I'll encourage you to follow the path that God has. Mm-hmm. If you meeting people and trying to date and it just ain't working, you're in a place of singleness. But a place of singleness means God got a lot to do with. There's a lot of things. See, God will sometimes allow you to marry before you're ready. Then you got God won't allow you. I know that He won't. I've dated a girl. God said no. I've been in a situation. God told me wait. Carl Larry told me wait because God want me to be a certain place before I commit somewhere. Mm-hmm. So if you're single, you got work to do. There's a place God wants you to be before you get into that. Mm-hmm. That's what we'll do because everybody different. Some people need someone to help. Some people need somebody to help them build from the start. Yeah. Some people might not need their help until they midway through. Yeah. So, but only God knows that. So if you're single, put in your work. Mm-hmm. And if you're single, put in work. So that's single life. Put in your work. And here's what the Bible talks about find a wife. Mm-hmm. It don't actually mean be eager. Mm-hmm. If you think about a fisherman, the best trait a fisherman has is patience. It's not about it's not about where she at. It's about yielding when she's there. Yeah. If you have the ability, so if you're single, my advice to every single man or even every single woman out there, fulfill your purpose, go after your purpose, drive it home, and when a opportunity of love come, yield to it. Yeah. Of course, in a manner of praying. Yield to it. Ask God, what is this? All right? Don't actually go look for it. Focus on yourself, and when it come, yield. Yeah. That's what you want to do.
Bro, we about to end it, right? But that analogy about about fishing, bro. Because guess what you do? It's certain rules and regulations that come with fishing, right? If the bass or the catfish is too small, what you gotta do? You gotta throw it back because that thing doesn't hold the capacity. You feel me? You can damage. Oh wow, bro, that's so crazy. You can damage the ecosystem that's out there, right? So that's why I feel like dating is so delicate, bro. You can everything that you catch, you can't just eat. Right. Oh, come on, bro. Yeah. Everything that you catch, you can't just eat. It's some things you gotta put back until you find the right one that's for you. Yeah. Or for what you're looking for. Because at the end of the day, like some people look at it as a sport, bro. That I'm out here looking for this specific fish. Yeah. I don't want any other fish in the sea, but the one that I know is just for me. The one that's going to give me my thrill and my reason why. You see what I'm saying? Listen, y'all tuned in with the reflection. I appreciate you for coming on this journey with us and reflecting with us. Make sure that y'all like, share, and comment, y'all. Go to YouTube, y'all. We are The Reflect Flex. The same thing as our Instagram, or you type in The Reflection. You got to scroll all the way down. But listen, I need y'all to like, share, comment, and send this to 5 people. We want everybody to hear what's going on. We're excited, and we want to hear your feedback, right? So let us know any questions, any topics that you want us to talk about. Drop it right here in the comments. I love y'all. Peace, baby. And we out. Bye.